Welcome everyone to another edition of Morgan Dollar Mondays with Massabesic Gold and Silver. Thank you so much for joining me today. I know this video is coming out on July 3rd, but for those of you who are watching on the 4th of July, happy 4th of July. I hope that you had a wonderful weekend with your family and friends, watching some fireworks maybe on the 4th or over the weekend. Really is a lot of fun. One of my favorite times of the year. Well, today I have for us to look at one of the most common Morgan dollars out there, the 1882S. Happens to be one of the most common, but really one of my most favorite to look at and to collect. Most of the San Francisco Morgan dollars are just phenomenal to own in your collection because some of these dates, like the 81S and the 82S, they are very common. Comes with really flashy luster, and they're relatively cheap, even in higher grades. So I'm not going to tell you the grades of these two 82S's today. I want you to, test your grading skills. So take a quick look at these as we go along here. You'll see this one doesn't have any really huge bag marks, and it's not overly bag marked, but under magnification here you can see quite a few marks, just little ones, nothing too bad, but they do accumulate. The luster also is quite nice on this Morgan. It's a little subdued for an S. I think that's because it's got a little bit of a darker toning to it on the overall coin. So because of that, I think it takes away from that luster a little bit. But overall, this is a really nice 82S. The mintage on the 82S is 9,250,000, and Bowers notes that the 82S exists in large quantities in mid-state, so examples are easily obtained. Most of them are fairly attractive. Many of the 82S dollars are heavily bag marked, these fitting into the grade categories of MS60 to MS62, and many of the 82S dollars are proof-like, but just a small percentage in that mint state condition of those proof-like exist. But he says, however, in absolute terms, there are enough to supply the demand for the 82S. And here is a really nice example of a MS64 82S. So for those of you who thought it was an MS64, bravo, you got that right. Here's our second 82S to look at. This one right off, you'll notice that it is more of that blast white, and you can see that the luster is comparable to the other, except it seems a little bit brighter. So anyway, as we look at it though, I wanted to say one thing. I often, for those of you who've been watching Morgan Dollar Mondays a lot, I often will talk about Bowers, or I'll say Bowers' name. So who I'm talking about, for those of you who do not know who that is, I am talking about Quentin David Bowers. And Bowers has been around in the numismatic world for decades. I believe, I forget which year it was, but he was named one of the top 10 most influential numismatists. And he wrote a book that I often reference called Silver Dollars and Trade Dollars of the United States. It's a 2-volume series. And it was produced back in July, or I should say it was printed back in July of 1993. So oftentimes when I am talking about Bowers, I am quoting that book. I also, when I'm talking about him, I'm also quoting the Guidebook to the United States Coins Mega Red Book, the 7th edition, which is also, he was the senior editor too. So why am I bringing that up? Because I think it helps you if you are new to the hobby, to have some frames of reference. And for me, Bowers has always been a go-to for me. I really enjoy his commentaries, and I really enjoy reading his knowledge and his point of view. There's so many others out there. Ron Guth's another one that I very much enjoy. And I'm not just putting out these names. It's just there's some really good numismatists who write really well and make it kind of fun in a sense. And those definitely, Bowers is a person you want to look at, especially if you want to collect Morgan dollars. Just looking here as I've been talking, this is just a really, really beautiful example. You can probably already tell that this is not an MS64. Yes, very few bag marks on here, and the luster really is fantastic. This is one of my favorite coins to own. I know I say that a lot, but I do have a lot of favorite coins. But this is just really a beautiful example of an 82S. And really, you should be able to, and this is any collector out there, you should be able to get a coin like this for your collection. And it's well worth it. Even if this is the only Morgan you have that's as beautiful as this, it's well worth it. Just comparing these two, you can see just the darker tone on the one on the left, which is 64. And then, of course, the Blast White coin here is Gem State with the CAC sticker. This coin cost me a little over $200. The reason why that is probably because of the CAC sticker. Most Gem State or MS65 82Ss really fall, at least with the current auctions, between 150 and 200. So that's why I say this is a coin that anyone really, if you saved up for, you could add to your collection. A really nice example like this, you absolutely could do it, and it's well worth it. As you can see, the luster is beautiful. It's just a really great coin to look at and add to anyone's collection. The 64, same deal. I actually, this 64, I think I could easily sell for about $100 with the gold shield. So I'll probably be putting that one up on eBay to see how we do with that. But again, 82Ss, very common. Don't spend a lot of money on them, but they are beautiful to add to your collection. Well, thanks everybody for joining me today, and I hope that you enjoyed this Morgan Dollar Monday. And I hope you keep coming back. And until we meet again, stay safe and enjoy.